evidence of that a moment ago as the Browns made their entrance. They are ready to do battle with the Chicago Bears. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
And some room to run now. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A run for Nick Chubb. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Big Eddie Goldman there on the tackle.
Well, this defense for the Bears, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
Mayfield's throw taken in by Landry.
And he takes this thing way down into Chicago territory.
I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run on the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, 1st and goal.
They'll run with Chubb. And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're open. And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Nick Chubb, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Browns take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Terrific running there to start the drive as that's going to go for 15 and a quick first down as well. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. Sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. 2 of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10".
Met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the second and the third level.
Here's Fields. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by John Johnson. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
And he's got this down to the 35. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
Nick Chubb saw his role kind of diminish in the passing game last year. His receptions went down from 36 to just 16, but let's be fair about this. He missed some time with a knee injury, and he also had Kareem Hunt in the backfield, who absorbed a lot of catches along the way. He's more than capable of adding to their passing game.
And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Now Mayfield. To the right side, and he's got Landry complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A good pickup there at 22.
Jarvis Landry now in his 4th year with Cleveland, a 5-time Pro Bowler. No one plays harder in the league, and he's only missed 1 game in 7 years. He does what he always does, makes a nice catch there.
41 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to.
And he'll barrel his way into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Kareem Hunt, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Browns lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And it's now 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Back to Montgomery on 2nd down. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. And give the tackle to Anthony Walker. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on 2nd. A shotgun snap, Fields. Nowhere for Fields to turn, and down he goes. The number 1 pick, Myles Garrett, coming in to drop him. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. Back deep, Jarvis Landry. Yeah, this is away, and I don't think Landry will get a chance to return here. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. The Browns drive about to get started. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Play fake. Mayfield. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. On to the second from Cleveland. It's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb, and he stopped immediately there. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. To throw, Mayfield. It's caught by Hooper. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Danny Trevathan there to bring him down.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
This is caught, and he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another 1st down. They'll run. Here's Janovich, the fullback. Power on power, but he's not going to get in. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. Hunt. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Kareem Hunt, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half. Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. On 2nd and 10, Fields. The connection made. It's Graham. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. The catch and run, good for 18 and a 1st down. When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground. A 1st down and then some for Montgomery. And finally brought down at the 31-yard line. 70 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
You know, I have a pretty good friend, Charles Davis, who tells me that when he sees plays like that, strong runs to the right, reminds him of the 1960s Green Bay Packers.
Boy, those were the days back when the fullback actually carried the ball as well as blocked. Then you had a halfback. You had pulling guards, guys who could get out and run. And you can hear the great coach saying it back then. So we get a seal here and a seal here, and we run this play right in the alley.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
2nd and 10. Here's Fields. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Mayfield finding Hooper there for Cleveland first. A give. This is Chubb. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Chubb will get the call running left. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Well, for an inside linebacker, I think you'd agree when I say that he is fast to the football, and he proved that thesis correct on that last play.
And as a running back, you've got to be saying, where did he come from? He covered a lot of ground in a short amount of time, and he was able to stop his man before he got back to the line of scrimmage.
Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Artie Burns. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football, because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Handoff comes to Montgomery. 76 yards on the ground for him so far.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. Fields now to throw. That is caught at the 7. Touchdown! Darnell Mooney, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bears get a bit closer.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now, he can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
Santos with the extra point, and that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Browns drive about to get started. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
From the 31, Mayfield. He's got Hooper on the short connection. It's a 4-yard pickup, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Hey, alert, 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 alert! Mike 6! Mike 6! I'm coming for you, son! I'm coming for you, son!
3rd and short yardage. Mayfield swings this out for Hunt. Room to run past midfield. And he's got it across the 50 to the 47-yard line. Big yardage there for the Browns. 18.
First and 10 at the 47.
Mayfield on 1st down. He's got Hooper on the short connection. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Working with 2nd and 5 now. They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. He'll take a shot here for Hooper downfield. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hunt. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. A 1st down throw for Mayfield. Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And he'll get this back across the midfield stripe and down to the 47-yard line. 2nd straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, But I also wonder if it's going to nerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find...
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Troy Hill picks it. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Try to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And Mayfield again with the interception, his 3rd. Eddie Jackson picks it. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Really nice pick there for the reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week. And a good story on that. He said he didn't even know he won the award. His buddy had to call him. He saw it on television and said, hey, congratulations. How about that?
And I'll bet you his buddy said, well, since you didn't know, I'll just go ahead and claim the award, right? And everything that goes along with it. But the reason he won the award the previous week and what we just saw there, instincts, understanding where the play is going and being able to make a play on the football.
And he finds his tight end, Graham. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
This is our time.
So we have reached halftime here in Cleveland with the Browns on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Final adjustments being made in the locker room. We're just about set for the second half from Cleveland. And to bring it your way, we go back up to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Bears going to see the football first, and they trail here as we get back underway to start this second half. This one taken just inside the 10. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And right out of the gate, they face what you think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
Now a run with Montgomery. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 107 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. Hey, you need a big play? Go to your big play guy.
Listen, that's football 101. When you have to have it, you expect that guy to step up. A lot of people call these receivers divas. Sometimes just leadership when they get in the huddle and say, get me the ball. I'm about to make a big play.
No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal. Once more, Montgomery. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. To throw is Fields. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter.
as he'll go for it on 4th down.
They snap it to Fields.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Jakeem Grant, his 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Bears' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Cleveland offense ready to go.
And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do.
Meanwhile, Mayfield's throw into the hands of Hooper.
And they're able to get this one across the 35.
That'll put him at 66 receiving yards now for the game, and he's got a 1st down. They'll go left side on the ground with Chubb.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
Mayfield now.
Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry.
Mayfield on target to Landry for a Browns 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 50.
Mayfield now from the 50. And he completes it to Hunt. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Mayfield to throw it. Pressure comes and down goes Baker Mayfield. Khalil Mack. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Mayfield and this Browns offense staring at a 3rd and long now after the sack. Here's Mayfield. He's going to look deep for more. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Here's Jamie Gillen now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his 1st punt. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears.
He continues to be effective running the football, a big reason that they have the lead.
And I love one of the quotes that I read about him where he said of himself, I love it when a team just hops on my back and I just carry them along.
On play action, Fields. And that is incomplete here.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
A good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Fields. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. He's got a man. Complete. And he takes this way down deep into Cleveland territory.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
They'll run with Montgomery. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. So that run gets them about halfway home.
Yes, now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Now Fields. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Jakeem Grant with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Bears have taken the lead. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that will make this a 4-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Hey, check back, 6, back.
To throw on 2nd and 10, Mayfield. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Jalen Johnson. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now a first down throw, Fields. The quick slant caught. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. A give. This is Montgomery. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's no gain on the play, and they'll remain a few inches shy of a first with third down looming. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown.
Shut him down!
David Montgomery. Excellent work there to get in on the touchdown run. And the Bears are closing in on a third straight victory to start the campaign. Santos with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Taking it about the 1. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 39 yards there, a big one.
This has been a good drive so far, and it's been the running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
Play action now. Here's Mayfield. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Eddie Goldman with a sack. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field, down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
To try again after the sack. Mayfield. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. And this third down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. Mayfield. Open space inside the 10. And all the way down to the 5. Give him 19 on the play, but they will still come up a bit short. And now it's 4th down. Desperation time. Mayfield on 4th down. And oh, it'll be intercepted. picked off by Jalen Johnson. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the fourth quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, fourth quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Malik Jackson, the 6'5" D tackle with a sack. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And out of bounds, where will they spot him? At the 35-yard line, so great field position coming up. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception, he'll look to throw. And he's got the hook up to Moore. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. A good start there on 1st down. They've got to have this drive.
No doubt about it. Down a couple of scores. They have to find a way to put it in the end zone. Chunk plays, explosive plays. That will be the key to this drive.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Mayfield. And he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one going to fall incomplete.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have been another pick right there. It'll be a gain of 4, and it'll be 4th down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. And his kick is indeed good, and that'll make this an 8-point game. Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a 1st down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll go to Montgomery to try to wind some clock. And some space here. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. So there, Charles, I mean, a situation where it didn't matter how far he had to run, he was not going to be denied, and he winds up taking this all the way to the end zone.
And that's his 2nd touchdown run of this game, and this one had a high degree of difficulty to it as well. I'm absolutely marveling at how effortless he makes this look. I mean, let's face it, he had a long way to go, but how about the vision, the creativity with the football in his hands? It's really something to watch.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That burst good for 20 and a first down. Now Mayfield. And finding the tight end Hooper. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 15 yards there on the play as they try to chip away at this 15-point deficit. Swings this out for Hunt. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
First down. First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Mayfield. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the fourth. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Here's Baker. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Eddie Jackson picks it. And a terrific return as he'll take it up past the 35. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for Chicago, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll return home next week to take on the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for the Browns, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week for a look at new U.S. Bank Stadium and a date with the Vikings.